Oh,
We're back. Welcome back to the Conscious Cowboys.
fuck, we made it.
We did make it.
It's been a long road to get here.
It honestly has. Of course, in typical Madison and Tess fashion, we haven't podcasted in 4 months, which we'll get into in a little bit because we took a break. But we didn't check if our equipment was charged, and we checked right before we were about to record, and it was not charged. So we did have to go to the market just now to get batteries because we don't have a production team yet.
I think it was meant to be. No, listen, guys. I think it was meant to be because I think we just met Madison's future husband in the elevator.
Yeah, he actually could be the future husband. He lives on floor 4. We're on 6.
It could
I'm
be
sure
a match.
I'll see him again. Like, there's only 1,300 apartments in this entire thing. I feel confident. Holy shit! I'm gonna go ask him out.
I don't know.
After
I mean,
this.
okay. And something else we're going to get to in this episode is like word of the year because we did that last year, right?
Yes.
And so I just want to keep that in mind, what we just talked about of like the
Oh
timing.
my god. Okay, yeah. And also I feel like what we just talked about, it works for my word too. We have the same word. There's no fucking way.
We'll find out.
We will.
I doubt we.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, anyway, how's everyone doing? Happy New Year, even though it's going to be like the last
Basically
fucking
February.
January. Yeah, exactly. When we record or when we put this out, but Happy New Year.
I would just like to lead with the fact that we did miss you guys.
Oh
Like,
my God.
don't take our absence as like, fuck you. It's more
no,
of
never.
we had to step away.
We were in a crisis
Yeah.
and we needed some space.
And I think we're being maybe a little melodramatic right now, but we really weren't doing great mentally. And we were pushing ourselves probably harder than we needed to. And we recognized that. So
Yes.
we needed to peel back in multiple areas, and putting yourself out there on a podcast to anybody who has access to the internet every single week can be really overwhelming when you're feeling vulnerable.
Yes, it's that. And then I think it was also just the effort that it took to do this. Like, it felt like very hard in the last, I don't know, couple of months when we were doing it. And now I feel like we're ready. Like, we actually have even more going on in our lives now. So it's like this really, it does take a lot of effort, but I'm ready for this effort. Like, I want it.
Yeah, the break was intentional for me. I know for you too, but what I can speak on my behalf is that I really took time to question whether or not I wanted to come back to this, because we always have the choice, right?
Yes.
And it is a lot of work, and that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy it or that it's not fun. It's just, it is what it is. It's a lot of work. And with everything else in my life, I really want to give my all, or as much as I can, to each facet. And because this can be so time consuming, I questioned, do I want this? Is the value that this brings to my life worth it? And my answer, as I'm sitting here today, is obviously yes.
Yes.
I obviously want this to be a regular part of my life, and I want it to be something that lasts a long time.
Me too.
So
Yeah, because we were talking about this before, because Tess was, I don't know exactly what you said, but you asked if I was like hesitant to get back into this. And I said yes. My honest answer was yes, but it's more painful not to do this than it is to put in that extra effort when we record and edit videos and everything.
yeah,
It's worth it for sure. And this is so much a part of like who we are now, you know? So
Yeah.
it's like, it's sad.
I think there's multiple reasons why we're here. One is to connect with you guys who are listening and watching this. Another is to connect with each other.
Yes.
And the third, and definitely not the least important one, is connecting with ourselves. I think this helps us sit down and really process what's going on in our heads and think about fun things that we don't normally talk about just on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, and I would also add to that of like just like a creative outlet.
Yeah.
Like, we need this. I definitely need this. Like, a day-to-day is great, but sometimes it just gets like really monotonous, and that you need this something.
Yeah. And something that Madison and I talked about, we talk about it a lot, honestly, is why not?
Yes.
There's so much that could be achieved or experienced if you go for the things that you want. So there are obvious reasons why maybe you shouldn't pursue something, but that to me doesn't contend with why you should.
Yeah. I was just thinking, I saw this like meme on Instagram, and it was about something about like being cringy, and I wish that I could remember exactly what it said. It said something along the lines of like, don't like ruin the part or like try to destroy the part of you that's cringy, like destroy the part of you that thinks things are cringy, like something like that. And I was like, yes, I actually need more of that.
Yeah.
And just to parlay into what we're going to talk about next, that goes into probably both of our goals for this year.
Okay, wait. We haven't shared our words of the year with each other.
Okay, I really want to hear yours. Can you please? Okay, so for some context for this is if you are not a regular listener or if you just forgot, we like to choose words at the beginning of the year, which is not like a new thing. Like I know people do this, but just to like kind of have like an overarching theme for the year. So last year mine was curiosity and yours was adventure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember what my year then the one before that was power for me, and then it was fun for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we've done it twice. So this is our third time.
Okay.
So did we not do it like the year before that?
Probably not.
Okay. Then I was like, see, we've only podcasted for 2 years.
But I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Look up the history of the Cowboys. I don't know. Find the earliest episode.
I don't even think we said it in this. We didn't. It was in the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So, okay. My word, I went back and forth a lot on because in my usual fashion, it's really hard for me to pick something. Like I think really deeply about a lot of the decisions
I had like
I'm making.
40 words.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a few that I have, and I don't know if I've quite settled on one yet, but I can share kind of where my head's at right now. Is that all right?
Yeah. You can do whatever you want.
Okay.
It could be a full phrase. I mean, there's no rules. It's only what you make of it, you know?
Okay. My first initial one was trust, which
Interesting.
I think where I'm getting that from is wanting to trust the timing of my life and kind of the path that I'm on, because I'm someone who can kind of second guess, and not that I am always thinking, oh, the grass is greener on the other side, but I am kind of in this habit right now of over analyzing something to the point where now I'm really second guessing any decision I make. So I want to be able to trust my initial decision or whatever decision I go with, trust my body, trust that I'm able to show up in myself and authenticity and be there and be proud of who I am. Like I really want to like lean into that.
And this isn't your word.
But then
like,
the other word that was, so I journaled on this, right? So trust was one that kept coming up. The other word was growth.
Okay.
Like I wanted to experience a lot of growth this year on a personal level, like deep inside, and really get to know myself better than I've ever in the past. Mm-hmm. And I want to be able to grow in my relationships with everybody around me, and I want to grow on my career, and I want to grow with Cowboys. So it's hard for me to say that growth isn't my word. But at the same time, growth is such a constant in all of our lives that it feels silly to assign it to this year only. Because it's like I've been growing for the past ever.
Yeah, but then I understand that, but I feel like the way that I see it is like even my last 2 words of curiosity and power, like I still carry those with me. So then it's just a part of it.
Okay.
So it's not like it's only 2024, the year of growth. It's forever.
Okay. Now my last one, not just a single word, but deep confidence.
Okay.
Because I think that I come across as a confident person, and I would say that, yeah, I am. But sometimes I catch myself in situations where I'm not fully confident, whether it's having to articulate myself in a professional setting, whether it's advocating for something that I believe is right or I really want, or even when I'm having like a harder heart-to-heart conversation, I can kind of close off. And I want to be able to find myself standing stronger in my confidence in those moments. Whether it's showing up on this podcast and knowing that I'm being filmed and recorded and it's going out to the world, or having a private conversation, like I want to feel more confident in myself.
Yes.
So I think that's kind of my theme, is like, I couldn't really pick which word it is right now, but it's that overarching, we're growing, we're feeling more confident, we're trusting the process.
Yeah, I feel like if you had to choose a word, like growth is applicable because all
it
of
covers
those fall
it
under the umbrella. Yeah. Because you do still have to trust in the way that you're growing and like the experiences that you're receiving. Sometimes I get nervous, like if I'm like having a conversation with the universe or whatever, I'm writing in my journal and I say like, I'm ready to grow or like, I'm ready for something new, like surprise me. I like get a little nervous because usually when I say stuff like that, like shit starts to happen. And you're just like, oh my God, like I did ask for this, but like, what the fuck?
And sometimes it's like, I don't know, you think you want something and then when it gets delivered to you, you're like, oh shit, was I ready for that? Is that really what I wanted? Was I clear enough?
Yeah, but then I always read like a quote that probably circles around the internet is like, if it's in your life or like you have the opportunity or the experience to do it, then you are ready for it. Like you're never given something that you're not going to be ready for.
Yeah. But then there's that other thing that you read recently about like life when you're an adult, like, because when you're growing up, I don't want to steal this from you at all, but I'm just trying to recall what you shared with me of when you're growing up, you know, life feels a little bit more structured. You have an idea of what's next. And then once you get past a certain age, it's kind of the Wild West, right? It's uncharted territory and you really don't know what's coming your way. And it's like you're having to dodge the dodgeballs. And before you know it, like you didn't even get a chance to say goodbye to the past version of you. And you're just like, okay, well, here I am now. And so that, I don't know, whatever you just said, I lost it. But like, that's what reminded me of it.
I was saying that like the experiences that you're given, like you are ready for them.
I mean, I guess, but okay. So then the way I'm tying this in is you don't always feel ready for it and you have to be like nudged in that direction.
You definitely, sometimes, most of the time I don't feel ready for it, but then I always end up on the other side like, oh shit, I did that.
Yeah.
Like,
Or I'm so glad that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes that takes years to realize that, but you always realize it. I'm like, okay. No, those are good words.
Okay, thanks. I'm dying to hear yours because you've been so
feel
secretive. In a good way. Because we've been savoring it for this moment.
Yeah, that's true.
Not that you've
we
been
didn't
like
know when we were going to record it.
Sketchy. It's just like I've been like really excited to do this.
Yeah. So I feel like maybe mine's really underwhelming, but I think that, so I was trying to go through like all the words that I had. It was very like I always start off with like pretty practical words, I would say, like, or like quote unquote deep words. Okay. Like I'm like, okay, intuitive, purposeful, like those kind of things. And I was like, no, like for some reason, like in my head, it kept coming back to like magic, like 2024 is going to be magic. So then like that is my word.
That's so cool. Yeah.
And so I was just like, that's really fun, like for me on a personal level, because usually I am like very structured, routine, whatever kind of gal. So like opening things up and keeping an open mind that's like positive with the unknown, I think is good. Like I just think of it as like being mystical, because I'm not like a fairy, like little mystical kind of girl at all. Like I really would not describe myself as that. So like opening myself up to that world and just like, in a sense, it is trusting like what's going to be handed to me in my life. I'm just like, let's go. Like surprise me, you know?
That's so fun and exciting.
Yeah. And whenever I'm having like a hard day or like moments in my day where I'm just like, what the fuck, you know, which I think happens a lot, which is fine. But I think back to like that word. I'm like, oh, anything is possible. Like just believe in magic. I don't know. Believe in miracles. Yeah.
That's so cute. I love that.
Thanks. Yeah.
And now when I look back at our previous years and our previous words, it's like, did we find ourselves in those situations? Because I think the words really applied to those years. Did we find ourselves in those situations because that was our intention? Or are we able to look back and find it as a recurring theme throughout each of those experiences because we're like, oh, well, that was our word. And in each of these scenarios, that's how that word showed up.
Yeah, that's hard to say. I don't know. I think
either way, it's
both.
I think it's a good thing to have for yourself is just to set an intention for the entire year.
Yeah, and it's fun to look back. Like even at the end of the year, we were talking about it. Like curiosity was my word, and adventure for you. We're like, all right, so like, were you curious? Like, were you adventurous?
Yeah.
And it's fun to like pick out the moments in time where you're like, oh shit, yeah, I was. Yeah. So
we did a lot last year.
Yeah, it was we
took major leaps.
We did.
Of faith, I would even say, like, just fuck it. Let's just try it. Let's just go and do it and see what happens.
And I think that coming into this year, like, it's just going to be more of that. Like, we're really, I don't know. I feel like life is becoming a lot more full and I really enjoy that.
You're doing a great job at saying yes to more things. Also, more
you.
things are being presented to us, more opportunities. I mean, when I say things, but Madison and I, we made a pact at the end of, well, I would say like probably November of last year. I was like, Madison, you have to say yes to the next 5 things I ask you to go do. And she was like, all right, let's go. And you held true to it.
Yeah.
There was times where we weren't like in the same place at the same time. So I couldn't the opportunity wasn't there.
Right.
But then when I did ask you for things, you showed up and you did it.
Yeah.
I think it's good to just get out. I think you can sometimes, maybe anyone listening can relate to this. You can get into your almost like your little cocoon. You just are cozy. You find what works for you and you don't really venture outside of that because you know what feels good.
Easy and comfortable. Like comfort does feel fucking good. But then sometimes it doesn't.
And then, yeah, I think you need to have the comfort to be able to go out and explore what else is out there because you know you have a safe, warm place in your head, in your body, in your life to come home to. So what I mean by that is like it's nice to kind of dabble and go do random shit that we wouldn't normally go do because it didn't necessarily fit our lifestyle in the past, but now we're getting into this place where the lifestyle is still the lifestyle, right? Like,
yeah,
we
I feel
still
like we're just
care.
in like a try it kind of mindset. Like,
don't have anything
let's
to lose.
just try it. And I think like 9 times out of 10 when we're doing something that we thought we wouldn't like, we kind of look at each other and we're like, this is the first and last time that we're going to do this, but I'm so proud of us for going out on a limb and doing this.
Yeah.
So at least that's funny. Like it just makes life more fun.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
I think we really surprised ourselves this past year, not in going out and doing things, but we also surprised ourselves in peeling back from podcasting, for example, something that we really were hard on ourselves for and we pushed for every single week.
Yes.
So I think we did great. And I'm excited to see what this year is going to unlock.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like I just keep telling everyone, and this was more so at the beginning of this year because now it is the end of January, but I just kept telling everyone like, yeah, best year yet. Like, why not just think it's going to be the best year yet? Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, we've got big, exciting things coming up.
Yeah, we do. And I think, I mean, I know that I can speak for both of us that we're so excited to be back doing this. Like, it feels so great. I think we're like nervous today, but like also giddy about it.
That's all it ever really is. It's not nerves in a bad way.
No, it's just kind of lights that like fire
a,
under your ass. Yeah.
This is something I really want, so I hope I do it well.
Yes.
Is how I could describe it.
Absolutely. And I honestly, like I've said this in so many episodes, I feel like, but like butterflies in my stomach, even though that's like a pretty uneasy feeling, like I want that. Like I feel like it seriously is like fuel to the fire of me.
I think it's necessary to challenge yourself in that way and to get that feeling.
Yeah. Like I even feel it if I just like go to a new yoga class or something. Like I feel it all the time. So I'm like, just do it. Like push past that feeling.
Is there anything we didn't cover?
Oh my God. I feel like there's a
lot.
few things.
We moved.
We did.
We had a lot of like.
We moved into a different apartment.
Yes.
So obviously like 6 months ago we moved to San Diego and now we're in a new apartment and we love it. And it's much better for us. Mental health is a lot better here. And hopefully the echo, there is none.
Fingers crossed. We don't know until we publish this.
This is correct. Yeah.
But it's cozy. We're doing better than we were when we left you guys last October or end of September. Things are feeling good.
Yeah. And I feel like we'll have just some fun topics this year because just life is different. It's just like the more you experience, the more you're just kind of like fuck it, but also now you have like funny stories.
Oh my God, I can't wait to share some of the stories. I like don't think I have permission yet. But no. See, exactly. I don't have permission yet, but someday I'll get to share some funny ass stories with you guys.
I don't even care. It could literally be like next week, but just like
no, it's not happening today.
No, today is just hey, welcome back.
Okay.
Like it's just like dipping our toes in, you know? Yeah.
But we got some funny stories ahead. So stay tuned. And we also have in our break, this is probably where we're going to leave you. In our break, we did put together a little something for you guys that a lot of you have been asking for. And when I talk like this, please don't get up my ass about like, oh, a lot of us and like, you did it for us.
Who would say that?
Well, I don't know. I just think like there's a lot of people who fucking talk shit in their heads. Okay.
Well, then
Then
Go
get
ahead and
away.
talk shit.
Leave. Okay.
No, you can stay. Please stay. But like, like still consume our shit. Just like, don't comment it, I guess. Or
Anyways,
do.
For the masses, we did this. We put together something you've been wanting. So
Can we just say, or are we just going to like surprise it? It'll be a surprise next week.
If you follow my personal account, you've seen.
Okay, well, it'll be a surprise then, and we'll
So just stay
release it
tuned on
next week.
Instagram.
Yeah, we need to do a promotional video for it. So yeah, luckily we have the space to do that, and it's gonna be fucking banging.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well,
wow.
thanks for having us back. Thanks for tuning in.
First episode of 2024, best year yet, right, everyone?
Mm-hmm. Deep confidence, trust,
maybe
magic.
think of a word. That's right. If you haven't thought of a word, you want to use one of ours. If you don't want to pick a word, that's cool too.
But you should. Like, why not?
Why not? It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, have your friends and family do it too. I love it. I love knowing people's words. Right?
Yeah, and then you can help guide them if they're losing track of it.
And I can keep them on their shit when they fuck up. No, I'm just kidding.
Do better.
Yeah, be like deep confidence, huh?
What is that, you insecure
Magic?
freak?
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god.
But yeah, thanks for having us, guys. And
yeah, we're excited to be back, and we'll
be back next week
soon. Yeah, next week. Let's fucking go, baby.
Okay, love you guys. Bye.
Talk soon.